if you've collected data in the past, you can take that data and see if it matches your self model, and use it to refine the self model. And you might say, okay, I now have a much better self model than I used to have. Let me go back to my recording of what I did, a week ago, and revisit that again, but with my new self model, my more accurate self model. And now, what seemed to be like an error last time, it actually now makes sense. So being able to go back into the future, revisiting the past using knowledge from the present, is very useful. It's useful for robots. It's useful for humans to do that. Sometimes we do that. We understand things retrospectively, and you see the same thing here. So I think that will be useful. Is there something mystical about this? I'm trying to stay out of the mysticism and the supernatural, but when you talk about self awareness and consciousness, there is no escape. I mean, you're touching on topics that are very, very meaningful and possibly unique to humans. I mean, people have it sort of touches on the origin of the mind. I mean, these are very, very, almost every religion deals with this, and soul and so forth. So we're trying to stay away from that, but we obviously, I think, in the long term, you keep hearing these in the news about sentient Google and self awareness. Typically, that's sentient that has to do with words. It's a robot without a body, say the Google thing, but it communicates. It talks about all kinds of things, but it doesn't have a body, doesn't have a physical existence, and so it's not really, in my opinion, sentience in a similar way to a human, because it's basically repeating things it's seen on the internet, but hasn't experienced anything really on its own. What we're doing is we're trying to, again, build it from the ground up. We're not starting with sentient at the human level that can talk about the meaning of life. We're talking about almost animal sentience, okay? This ability to, in a very simple way, understand where your body is, and when there's discrepancy between your self model and reality, which is in a way equivalent to a form of pain, it's when this discrepancy happens. We're still very, very simple. We're really, really in the first step, but I have no doubt that in the long term future, is it going to be 10 years or 100 years? I don't know. We will have sentience at the level of humans, and 100 years is not a long time. It's, our grandchildren will be living in a world where there will be sentient machines. There's no question about it. And it's around the corner in terms of human evolution. But, is it going to be the same kind of sentience as humans? No. It's going to be a robotic sentience. Just like a dog and a monkey are not sentient in the way humans are, but they still are sentient. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have needs, they have wants, but they are not equivalent to humans. Robots will have sentience, and it's going to be different. They have a different body, they have different needs, and they will have different emotions, but it's going to be a different thing, but it's going to be as sophisticated as humans. And I for one am looking forward to that, because I want to, be able to communicate with another intelligent being that is maybe seeing the world in a different way. I want to see what the poetry that these robots will write when they can see the world in ways we cannot see, and they can hear frequencies we cannot hear, and go places we cannot go. So for me, it's a very exciting future. It's terrifying but exciting at the same time, and we'll see where it's going to go.